As of recording, Ready Player One hasn't hit theaters, but I have high hopes for the film as it's directed by one of my favorites, Steven Spielberg. To honor the man's 40-plus years in the industry, I put together a top 10 list, and it took me at least 5 minutes to make. Welcome to this episode of Schindler's Movie List. That's a working title, brought to you by Guru Hub. Before I begin the list, let's go over some box office numbers. I was a curious little cat to see which films drew the biggest numbers over the years, and I was a bit surprised by the top three. At number 1 is E.T. with a lifetime pull of over $435 million. None of these have been adjusted for inflation, but I will give you an example. This $435 million pops up over the billion mark. In the second seat is Jurassic Park with $402 million. I'm guessing the merchandise added a lofty amount to that already impressive figure. Indiana Jones, wait for it, and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. $317 million to date. A lot of people are going to be upset to hear that one made the top three, like these gentlemen via Twitter. A lot of broken hearts there. Now the moment I've been waiting for. My top 10. Fire it up. There's no one over there. I'm alone. One of the biggest directors teams up with one of the biggest stars for an alien invasion movie called War of the Worlds, and we get ample amounts of Tom Cruise running, which is always a good thing. The man can run. He runs like the wind. Bullseye. Sorry. Minority Report is another Tom Cruise-Spielberg combo. This one plays out like an awesome action mystery thriller. Gadgets, a cool sci-fi setting, and most importantly, Tom Cruise running.
You don't have to run. Everybody runs, Fletch.
Catch Me If You Can is a somewhat unconventional film for Spielberg, whose name is pretty synonymous with big blockbusters. Here we focus on the characters and less on the spectacle. Rarely do we see DiCaprio and Hanks miss, and they are on point in this one.
You didn't call just to apologize, did you?
What do you mean?
You have no one else to call.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial is a lot of different things at once. It's a fun family adventure. It's a somewhat scary thriller. It's a reminder of early 80s pop culture. It's also a tearjerker. One that I phone home every few years. Saving Private Ryan is certainly a big Hollywood picture full of A-list talent, an incredible score, and a lot of traditional Oscar bait performances. It also just happens to be an incredibly powerful film. Kane is a fan of Private Ryan too, loving it equally with my number 5 pick. Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark is nostalgia at its finest. The iconic boulder sequence, the Harrison Ford grit and charm, a whip that just won't quit. It's face-melting magic through and through. And Jack puts it at his number 1 spot. I'm a sucker for a good alien movie. I'm also a huge fan of the X-Files. Close Encounters is the reason I love both. Watching Dreyfuss go borderline insane as he uncovers the location of a UFO is extremely entertaining. There isn't a lot of big special effects until the final act, making the discovery of the floating lights that much more intriguing. It's very rare that a final film in a trilogy is my favorite. The Last Crusade manages the almost impossible task of being both a great movie on its own and being a perfect send-off to the character. There is no fourth film. It doesn't exist. Sean Connery and Harrison Ford are a dynamic duo as they kick Nazi ass and search for a holy grail. It's a typical Thursday for them.
Dad! Oh, Dad! Oh, Dad! What? Head for the fireplace!
What do you say about Jaws other than thanks for the nightmares, Spielberg? I remember having a pool as a child, yes, I was a big deal at the time, and getting worried that a shark would somehow manifest itself in the deep end. That's how much Jaws scared the living hell out of me. Noah Spence tips the hat to Jaws too, but he has no love for AI. Plenty of people today hate movies like Jaws, saying they give sharks a bad name. Oh, they give sharks a bad name? Well, you know what I say to that? F*** sharks. They can have the ocean. I don't want it. I don't want any part of their friendship.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jurassic Park takes all the lessons learned from Jaws, ramps them up. I'm completely blown away by how good the early CG work is on the dinosaurs. The animatronics are top-notch too, and the music by John Williams is as good as it gets.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
S Squared, I call him that now for this one time only, has directed some of the most iconic films to date. While some of his newer flicks like the BFG kind of missed the mark, I still have hope that he will deliver on the greatness again soon. Let's turn back to Twitter one more time, see what they have to say. Phineas Cakehill has an amazing Twitter handle and loves the indie flicks. Not a fan of AI though, stating that he wanted to leave after 5 minutes and didn't realize it was 10 hours long. He also throws shade at E.T. in the 11th hour. Damn, I love your name, Cakehill, but you are one vicious son of a bitch. Red light, green light, repeated a million times for some reason, says his favorite is Schindler's List, and he's one of the many that did not like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I would have put Schindler's List on my top 10, but I'm depressed just thinking about the subject matter. It's a beautiful, albeit miserable watch, much like a hot dog eating contest. Well, that's the show. Thanks for watching. You're gonna need a bigger list. That's a working title. Brought to you by Guru Hub. How about we end with a Tom Cruise running montage? Still talking to no one. You too can be part of the conversation by joining me on Twitter or Instagram. Watch for my comment and respond with the hashtag GuruHub to possibly be featured in an upcoming episode.